If somebody tells me they hate my design, I'm totally okay with that. I want to evoke a feeling in you. That's how I design. I'm Sherry Kobashigawa, interior designer for Méridien, Salt Lake City downtown. My love of curation started very young. Out of necessity, we yard sailed, but it definitely became a passion for me. This is my mom, who loved design. Grandma, she looks really pretty. It was a sort of a special connecting point for me and my grandma. Yard sailing, flea markets, anything to do with, these beautiful vintage finds. I love that. I felt inside that I was a designer. I knew I had this creative energy in me. And I don't think I knew exactly how that would end up sort of playing out. There was something there. I knew that I was different. When I turned 18, I was like, I'm moving to LA. I needed to be creative. Got into set design. That was a way for me to express my creativity and also create a story and be able to visually see that manifest itself in this space. I design from a place of feeling and being instinctual with the pieces that I pull. This property, it was definitely the most difficult project I've ever done in my life, that's for sure. The biggest challenge was the hotel was well under construction. That was a little bit of a struggle because when people are building things, they don't want to wait for you to design things. And this wasn't a design that was going to happen overnight. We're in Utah and we're trying to sort of touch these elements of Parisian and Mid-century. We had to create this story and then also make sure that the architecture, the interiors, was matching that. This is over here. I did a lot of research. I was pouring through books. How was Salt Lake founded? Where did this all begin? How are we getting Parisian in Salt Lake City? This had to be a really strong narrative. Finding out about the golden age of travel and the expansion of the Salt Lake City airport, that was the moment when I knew that we had something. It was in the 1960s, and people were getting on planes and going places that they had never been able to before. The design story of this project is a story of Joie, Vivre. You can experience the skiing that you've never experienced before, and then you gather afterwards. You have a drink, you sit around the fireplace. That day I was like, yes, okay, I can take a breath now because I know we have something that we can build off of. I remember flying into Salt Lake City, looking out the windows and seeing how amazing the mountains and the landscape were. I saw movement, I saw mountains, and I saw water. Salt Lake City was founded on a grid system. And so that became also a basis for the hotel, using that sort of grid system in artwork, in fabrics. And that really brought everything together. When you enter the lobby and you head towards the front desk, you see this beautiful wood barrel vault ceiling, which came from the airplane hangars. There's also a collection of photographs in the lobby. We really think of it as what people would see as they're looking out an airplane windows, things that you would experience when you were in Salt Lake. The fireplace felt like such an important aspect of the lobby. Après-ski and gathering around the fireplace. was a really important aspect in people connecting. The library really creates a space that is separate from the rest of the lobby. When you walk in there, it really feels collected and something new, but it has its own personality, its own little spot for somebody to get away and work or sit and enjoy. My favorite design element in the hotel is the tile in the guest room bathroom. It was actually something that I felt passionate about from the moment I found it. It feels like it has a sense of history, but it's also modern. And a lot of people didn't like it. I wasn't conceding on the tile yet. I was definitely going to fight for that one. We went into the model room and everybody loved the tile. I mean, it was what I had hoped it was going to be. So that was a huge victory for me. There was a lot of conversation about artwork. There was a lot of conversation about accessories and really making sure that they were meaningful and purposeful in the space. We wanted to tie in this notion of found items as well as this element of travel. I would describe Méridien Salt Lake City as collected, as traveled. I think it's luxurious, but it's not precious. It's someplace where people can feel comfortable, but also feel sort of a little sense of discovery. I design with how I feel. I design out of passion. If you design sort of instinctually, if you design from the feeling that you're getting, I feel like you're going to get the best result. Because figuring out what you hate is just as important as knowing what you love.